pass Gabriel. Out the time, sells the screen. Gives it to Jamal Farmer. Farmer at the 20. Farmer at the 30. Farmer at the 35. Farmer open at the 40. Has the block on in front of it. Gullis is escorting it. The 30. The 20. The 15. The 10. The 5. Touchdown!
His voice is unmistakable, and his greatest calls unforgettable. For more than 50 years, Jim Leahey was much more than just the voice of University of Hawaii athletics. He was the ultimate storyteller, creating the drama and providing the soundtrack for some of the greatest moments in Hawaii history.
Could this be the year, right? Every year when the UH football team was playing BYU, could this be the year? And then finally in 1989, when they broke through and they beat them 56-14, and at the end of the game, he says,
and so if you ask yourself, is this the year? Is this the year? You better believe this is the year.
From the stadium to the baseball diamond to the arena, Leahey was seemingly everywhere, and on some days, he truly was.
One day, we did a voiceover in golf, came over here, and we did a baseball game, and then he went directly over to the arena to do a basketball game. We had 3 sports in one day, and you know, not many guys can do that.
Baseball commentator and longtime friend Pal Eldridge was one of the lucky few to enjoy a front row seat to Leahey's artistry, and is one of many who will tell you he could have taken his talents to a national audience.
Jimmy's voice, he had a great voice and a great delivery, and his vocabulary was insane. I mean, it was immense. In fact, he used to come out with these words, and I used to write them down on a booklet, and if I didn't find out what they meant that night, I'd go home and look it up. I mean, you and I would say, hey, where'd the guy go to college? Jimmy would say, where'd he matriculate?
A teacher by trade, it was that vocabulary and so much more that helped Jim elevate much more than just the game being played out in front of him.
But the biggest thing I think about when I think about Jim Leahey is I think about the number of times that he would teach me something. For example, at the end of a great match, the crowd would be going nuts, and I didn't want to make my normal comment. And he'd grab me by the arm and say, no, don't say anything. Let the crowd start telling the story.
I don't exist in sports media if it's not for Jim. He was sort of my mentor, almost like a father to me. I mean, he really kind of took me under his wing. He kind of understood that there needed to be space for a women's broadcaster. But I feel like I owe a lot of my career to him, in a lot of ways. I don't think I would be still doing this if it wasn't for Jim.
Yeah, he was most definitely a teacher, and he helped me understand what television and what television means and how to convey a message to the audience. And the thing that I always admired about Jim is we could go and do a broadcast, and our team, the team that we're basically broadcasting for, would do terrible. But he still always wanted to make sure that the broadcast was excellent.
An athlete himself, Leahey attended the University of San Francisco. But while he suited up for the Dons, there's little question his heart belonged to the Bows.
I always talk about the mighty Dons, but he loved the University of Hawaii. He really bled the green and white. I don't think there are too many people I've ever known who loved this university like Jimmy did.
And the love he had for the University of Hawaii and for the sport teams, he was a master, and he just wanted them to be great.
Like his father Chuck before him, the first Leahey to serve as Hawaii's play-by-play announcer, Jim was never in it for the accolades. His purpose was pure, to serve the viewer with honesty, honor, and integrity.
So when you get into sports broadcasting, it's not really with the intention of being recognized, right? It is more because, as Pops would always say, he wanted to abide by the craft, and he wanted to develop and be as strong a narrator as he could for these incredible sporting events that he provided a soundtrack for over the years.
He loses the ball. Rainbows have it. Way past the Whitlow. His shot.
No one could feel the game. No one could elevate the sensibilities of the game. No one could reach the crescendo of emotion quite like Pops.
2-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike three.
He was and will always be the very best.
Runs up against a team that plays its finest game of the season in the final game of the season.
You know, he was just the high drama. Like, my job a lot of times was not to get in his way, right? I mean, when there was a big moment, a big shot, a last-minute touchdown, like, he was the best at bringing those moments, I thought, the really important, significant moments of a game to the fan. And I thought that was really his gift.
I miss him all the time. I mean, I got his picture up in my home and walk by it every day and look at that smiling face and say, I miss you, brother, you know. So, yeah, two of them are right here. Yeah, there he is.
And back to that vocabulary that he loves so much. What would be the best words to describe him?
Intellectual, philosophical. I'd say philosophical, and just passionate. He loved doing what he did.
A friend, a word merchant, and an intellect.
Since he was such a word guy, give me 2 or 3 words that describe him best.
He was jovial. He was magnanimous. And
That's the way he worked.
Yes. And I would also say that at times he could be very curmudgeonly. But I think everything, the umbrella over all of that, he was a kind-hearted, loving human being who loved his family and loved this place beyond the realm.
Hawaii